You are listening to an exclusive on Pod Hub Network. Your city, your podcast.
To the delight of this crowd, McClendon marches down the dugout steps with first base. McCutcheon's throw. The runner breaks to the plate. Here's the throw. Wow. He is out. The Buccos win it.
That ball's hit well to left center field. Back toward the track. And that ball is gone.
You are listening to the North Shore 9 podcast. Follow them on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, make sure to watch NS9 Live every Thursday on Twitch and help support by becoming a patron. Let's go Bucks!
Yo, 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 welcome to NS9 Live. I am your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me tonight, we have the three of us finally back together again. Jim and Tyler, what's up, my guys?
Long time no see, my friends. How are we?
Yeah, how we doing?
Well, apparently Jim and I aren't too exciting for Tyler as he's looking down. All I see is the P in the brim. Hey, there he is. Supposedly that moneymaker.
I mean, brings in this ad revenue. What do you want?
I want you to look at the camera. Bring in the ad revenue.
Yeah. You got to pay for it.
I want to fix your video a little. There we go. Anyways, so the cool. Pirates, they I didn't put the score right.
Pirates, they exist.
What was it, 5-3?
It was 5-3.
For people watching the video,
you mess up the title of the stream, and then you mess up the score of the game. That's just how awful today's game was. That none of it really matters. Right? Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely totally admit to the title of this. I didn't spell rundown correct. Thanks, Bucko Mike, for pointing it out. The what I say, the rundo, is that what it is? Rundo, yeah.
But also about the score, I did that yesterday just because I was moving things around. So I just put like a fake thing there for the title, and I forgot to update it. But I was close. Think about that. Yesterday, I predicted the Cubs were going to win 6-4, and it was 5-3. So that's pretty good.
To be fair, it wasn't even the worst game in the last week.
It wasn't the worst game, but it was the worst thing.
Certainly had the worst moment. As Steven Nesbitt put today, I will definitely buy that NFT. We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah. Need like a limited edition.
Yes. Yikes. Anyway, so yeah, the Pirates, they lost the series to the Cubs. Huge shock after the loss of the Braves. I mean, it's been a really bad week. Think about that. In the past week, the last time we were here on NS9 Live was the last Pirates win. They came off beating the Braves. I think Tyler and I were a little. Oh no, Jim and I.
No, Tyler wasn't on.
Tyler wasn't on, right? So Jim and I were
just Jim and I.
Hey, the Pirates won the first game. Maybe there's going to be a little fun series with Atlanta coming. It was, as Jim said, it was entertaining. It was a good actual game. And then they haven't won a game since. So there's that. Fellas, what do you think about the Pirates? What's the state of the Pittsburgh Pirates right now?
They are who we thought they were.
Remember how at the beginning of the year we were doing our over-unders?
Yeah.
You and Tyler were like...
We went out on a limb and said they win 60 games.
60, 61. And I'm just like, I don't know where this optimism is coming from. That's how I feel at this point. Like, this is what I was thinking. When I said 54 wins, this last week is what I envisioned.
Yeah. Ty?
We weren't asking for. We said they'd win 6-7 more games than you pictured. Right. And you act like we were so optimistic.
We said they'd lose 101 games. I mean, that's bad.
Yeah, but that's not bad enough. Especially after what we saw today. Like, I don't know if this team deserves to win another game for the rest of the year.
In their defense,
they have
everyone's
18 wins. They have 18 wins this year so far.
Yes.
They're at 18 and 31.
Yes. That part I got right on the
screen. if they just lost out from here on, I wouldn't be surprised.
Now, come on, Jim.
What would that make? 18 and 144?
You know what I can't wait for? All the texts Jim gets after the game. Man, that Tyler's real negative.
Yeah, right.
Right.
After I went out on the limits,
and what
they might win a few more. They might get to 20. I don't know.
I was gonna say, right? Tyler's the one that's all negative on the show, right? Everyone talks about how negative Tyler is. He's not a real Pirates fan. He's so negative, and really, he's like one of the more positive ones on the show. He only said 101 games.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I mean let's be honest here. You know, like again, Tyler and I both said the same exact amount, which would be 101 losses. Jim was yelling at us almost. You guys are dumb. You guys are stupid. You know, this show shouldn't exist because of how terrible you are. You know. Which, again, 101 losses is pretty damn bad. But now Jim's out here touting, you know, his stuff. And look at me. Look how good I am. Because here's the thing. We all agreed to this, that the Pirates are probably definitely going to be dropping off after July. Because there's going to be some trades. Like, whoever was at least somewhat good to get them to at least 100 losses. Or, you know, 99, 98, whatever it might be, is not going to be on the team. And that's why they'll drop off some more. But that's just the thing. Jim, go ahead and tout your stuff. What are they on pace for right now?
They're on pace for 59 wins right now.
So,
I'm more than you predicted, dummy.
Tyler and I said 61 wins, and they're already worse than that, and that's not with that drop-off yet. So, again, some illusion. Now, this is a pretty bad stretch, but...
Dude, they can't drop off more. They are playing Ben Gamel when he is hitting second. They can't drop off much more.
Hold on. Him hitting second has been the best thing for this club so far.
Seriously, he's been the best hitter on the team the past 3 days.
Hitting like 180.
Right, but not in the 2-hole. And when he goes in the 2-hole, now he's freaking, you know, he's Shohei Ohtani.
Basically, yeah. He's the only one
hitting 185, and you guys are acting like he's Babe freaking Ruth.
He is, and he's in the 2-hole.
Yeah,
I called it out. I've been my issue all year with Shelton. To talk a little about Shelton, you know, we've mentioned this before. It's not as if Shelton has been like last year. He was pretty atrocious in a lot of areas. This year, not so much. And I get there's like some built-in excuses of he doesn't have much. But one of my gripes with him so far this year has been the lineups. Why Kevin Newman's batting fifth for so long, and now why Kevin Newman's in the 2-hole. So like my big thing was like this 2-hole is such a wasted spot. Newman and Gamble there are like just terrible, and then that's when he's went off this series.
I don't care how to pronounce his name. It's Gamel.
I don't care.
And
it's Gamble until
it's Gamble.
He bats over 200.
I don't actually know how to pronounce his name, to be honest with you.
It's Gamble, yeah.
Okay, Gamel. Nardo, you're literally out here complaining that they had Kevin Newman in the 2-hole and that they didn't have a guy that hits 185 there.
Well, right. It's all combined. That was my argument. It was all combined. Like, so now it's like Newman had the day off.
Picture there for all I care.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially if it's someone else. But no, for real, though. The lineups have been, to me, I don't quite understand it. When Adam Frazier's been hitting the way he is, why do you have Newman in the 2-hole? It's a wasted spot. All you're doing is trading. Adam Frazier gets a hit, and then they should automatically just give the out and trade Adam Frazier for Kevin Newman on first base.
I guess my thing though is like who,
anybody.
Who then? Yeah, I mean like literally.
But to be fair,
put in there.
Okay,
they
so
all suck.
So maybe
honestly,
Reynolds.
I would just hit Reynolds there and give him an extra 30 at bats this year.
Or do you just say Reynolds, hey, you're doing well in the 3-hole. You're comfortable there. Let's just keep you there. It's not like moving Reynolds to second is really going to do anything.
But literally anyone else in this lineup.
I don't care.
It could be Stallings. It could be Will Craig. It could be literally anyone.
When Stallings is in the lineup, he's the cleanup hitter. Like,
and that's bad too.
and yeah, like that's where he is penciled in.
I know that the lineup is not going to be deep. There's no length to it at all, but it's an out. You're just taking that bat, and it's an automatic out. And you know you got a guy in first base already. The way Adam Frazier's been
There
hitting.
are only 2 guys on this team that aren't automatic outs. Reynolds and Frazier.
And Stallings.
Nah. Okay, maybe he's not automatic, but he's damn near it.
Jacob Stallings has a weighted runs created plus of 115.
Stop doing that, Tyler. Stop it. I know your hatred for Stallings. He's once again proven that he is a legit catcher, though.
Yeah.
And the offense has been there pretty much all year.
Yeah, it's been there. His OBP is 343. Like, his OBP is 100 points higher than his batting average. And
so happy for Kevin Stallings.
And I get that. Like, Bucko Mike just commented here too that Frazier's, running it out like he is. Adam Frazier, I said this before the show. Adam Frazier hits. He's proven this year more than any. He can hit. Every other aspect of a game right now is terrible. His defense looks bad. His base running is even worse. Today, the base running blunders, I mean, it's like all he does is hit. And right, Bucko Mike. If he doesn't make the out himself, then it's Kevin Newman who, albeit he hasn't struck out in like his past 74 plate appearances now or something like that. But does that really matter? Because all he does is ground out to the shortstop or second baseman or whatever, and Adam Frazier gets out on second, and Newman's just fast enough that it's not a double play, and that's what it is.
He's better off bunting every time.
He probably is.
You might beat those out.
At least Frazier's safe. At least you move the man up.
Newman did strike out. Newman did strike out today, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah. Ended the streak at 74.
Okay. I mean, that's impressive as hell. I'll give him that.
74 straight at bats without a strikeout and being that bad is impressive.
And that's also impressive.
Yeah, I mean, and the stats during the 74 at bats are awful. I sent them earlier in the day. I can't find them now. But very, very bad.
Well, it's not much different from a season. So.
Right. Yeah, it's the same.
Probably not more than 215.
Did I take the over on Kevin Newman? I think I did.
I think if we took the over on anything right now, we're probably losing.
Except for losses.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah. Just about everything's
We're great
going
at this. Yeah, my Travis Swaggerty prediction is out the window.
You want to talk about that? I guess
you want to talk about that first? The injuries around baseball?
Touch on it. Swaggerty, dislocated shoulder to the 60-day IL. Looking like it could be the season. I mean, you got to think June, July, the minor league season's over at the end of August. So best case scenario, if he comes back after 60 days, he gets a month in. But yeah, it looks like Swaggerty's season is a wash, which is, I mean, we were just talking about this yesterday, Denardo. I mean, this was kind of like his make or break year. Like he had to prove this year that he was a legit prospect, or he was gonna really lose his whole prospect status. And so now he loses the year. He's going to be how old now? 25? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
He's gonna be 25 next year.
He currently is 23 9 months. So he'll be 24 next year. August 19th is his birthday.
Okay. So he'll turn 25 during the season next year.
Yep.
And he has a total of 12 games above high A ball.
Don't make me sad.
It's very sad. But that's the thing. Now, I'll at least give him the bye. Like, when we talked about this as the make it or break it year, that would be due to his play. You know, if he didn't play well, then I'm totally off the board on Swagger. Like, I'm at least open this year to see what he has, even though I've been down on him. But with him not playing, I still can't say he's done because of performance. Like, that, I guess, would be his only out of this being a make it or break it year. But what it does do is it hurts him even further. I mean, that's another year of no progress. Now, let's just, like, forget the wasted year in that sense. The injury itself, especially as an outfielder, you know, we've already gone through the Gregory Polanco saga situation, whatever you want to call it, right? He's not looks the same since his injury. Now what becomes of Travis Swaggerty?
We know which shoulder it is?
It's his non-throwing one. It's his right shoulder.
Okay. If it's his non-throwing one, then that's not as big of an issue from like a defensive standpoint. So it's a little bit different than Polanco. So that's at least good. But yeah, like I said, it's not good. I mean, like I said, he's 23 now. He's really not going to be a prospect anymore. You know, he's gonna be one of those guys that you just kind of hope you can get something out of at this point. But I mean, at this point, I'm not looking at Travis Swaggerty as future impact player in this organization anymore, probably, which sucks.
But we've been known to be wrong.
A lot.
Just
like when I talk about Ben Gamble hitting second.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But like Tyler, this is kind of your guy.
Like, yeah, he was in the middle of, you know, tweaking the swing, just throws that all off. Already add in the no minor league system last year. Another year of hardly playing, and that's pretty much 2 years off. Like Jim said, at this point, it probably makes some organizational depth.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll need to come back. I don't even know what you need to do to get back on the radar, but we're looking at a guy that I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up getting outrighted at some point, and we just don't really hear much from him.
Yeah, like I don't want to go and write him off today, right? But like my thing is, it's not even so much like the prospect status or another wasted year as far as development. Like I have real concerns of the shoulder, and you're right, Jim. Like it's not the throwing shoulder, so at least that helps him in that sense. But what I'm getting to is like Gregory Polanco came back a year later, like the next season, and he didn't look right. You know what I mean? Like he had to go out again. So that's what concerns me is like at least, okay, if this is a wasted season in that sense, maybe come back. And so he's not going to be the player that we maybe are hoping for. You know, we've heard a lot of good stuff from him. Now he got the AAA and, you know, you've seen some glimpses and such. So you're thinking maybe he can come bounce back and be a prospect. So like maybe that's lost, but I'm worried too. Like, so what if it's also next year? You know, like what if this rehab doesn't go well because of shoulder? What if even next year he can't perform? You know, like the injury part itself, the actual injury is what worries me the most, because losing 1 year sucks, right? But then like, what if it's even multiple years? Like what if this guy just does not get back right as a health standpoint?
Well, I think it just goes back to kind of what I mentioned earlier, what Tyler said. Like after this, he is organizational depth. He's Jared Oliva.
Yeah.
Like that's who he is now.
Or at least that's what you have to bank on. Like that's how he's viewed. If he is more than that, then that's great. That's plus. But you can't, like, I don't think it would be smart for this organization to still look at Swagger the same way. You just can't assume he's going to be anything close to a top 10, top 15 prospect.
I know they mentioned both surgical and non-surgical was on the table. Anything more than that? Because I didn't get a chance to look.
They haven't announced anything on that yet, as far as I know.
I would imagine that if somehow it gets through without surgery, I think that's better news. But if he has surgery, I'd be really down.
Yeah. And also, I mean, just the fact that it was an immediate 60-day IL, you know, that part too. That tells me it's definitely severe, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's non-surgical, I feel like it's pretty damn bad regardless.
It's kind of crazy. Shoulder injuries. I talked about it a little bit earlier. Shoulder injuries to prospects this year. Swaggerty's now the third first-round outfielder that's now out for the year with a shoulder injury. You know, from high-profile guys. That's kind of insane. Not just the Pirates, but across minor league baseball.
Shoulders are scary. Like baseball's that sport where you have your dislocated shoulder. It's like, oh shit. That happens in football. It's okay. He'll be back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Life sucks, man. Why are we Pirates fans? What are we doing?
Does. And like it sucks so much too because minor league baseball was coming back, and again, like Swaggerty could have like been in PNC Park this year, as Tyler was all on that part too.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're the one who gave me the over and under on it, right, for 40 games or whatnot. We talked about a little bit, and then of course with the center field play this year, how terrible it's been. I'd welcome Travis Swaggerty. So like I wanted to see him produce at least somewhat in AAA, like do enough to get here to PNC Park so we can watch you in Pittsburgh, and just whatever. And like that's gone now. Completely. It's not going to happen. He's not going to be here in Pittsburgh this year. So
rehab probably takes that out of it.
So it's like, so it sucks for that, but then it sucks like now, if anything, it's probably going to be Alford and Fowler back up here at one point, and not Swaggerty. So the Pittsburgh Pirates get even less fun.
Yeah, it's just another like option that we could have got excited about no matter what happened. That's off the table.
Right.
Yeah, because really you got to think one of the only things we were excited about going into this year was Hayes, and then he goes down, right? Be back next week, so that's good.
Just as he's about to come back.
Knock on wood. Hopefully Hayes is back and everything goes
Everyone
well
do that right now.
But so you're gonna have Hayes back. But yeah, you were hoping to see at least something come up too, like that could get you excited because you knew that clearly this team wasn't going to be very competitive. And Swaggerty was kind of that guy that you were like, okay, maybe we can see him halfway through the year. And so yeah, this takes that away. It's a bummer. I mean, Oliva. I mean, if we're talking about outfield guys who could be in Pittsburgh. He's also hurt, but expected to begin full baseball activities like in the next week or two. So, but I mean, that means
life is
still
tough.
probably
We're looking forward to Oliva.
But that means we're still probably a month out from Oliva even being ready, right? If he's just going to begin baseball activities, then he still has to kind of go through a spring training of sorts. So I mean, maybe we'll see Oliva this year. But really, as far as the outfield goes, like that's it, really.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's Fowler,
not much.
Alford, or Stokes, and I guess Tom still lingering around for now. But yeah, it's going to be the waiver wire carousel, right? DFA carousel, like whomever. There's no real prospects. Again, like it was Swaggerty and Oliva.
Give me Drew Sutton at this point.
Give me Tyler Sweeney at this point.
A little fast.
How's that arm going? How's that arm, Tyler?
Oh, she's shot. You ever throw a baseball and it just pops and you tingle the whole way down? That's fun.
They could have used you today though against.
You can fit in right field.
I mean, I might have thrown as hard as Tyler Anderson did today.
Oh man, it was. All right, so going back to injuries though, Oliva coming back soon. Hayes on rehab. Nick Gonzalez out 4 to 5 weeks, but it sounds like he's at least on track that like it's only going to be that 4 to 5 weeks. So he's looking at like a mid-June to late June return right now.
Right.
So at least he's not going to miss a ton of time. I don't think Peguero has been activated yet, but Peguero should be activated soon as well. So
what are we doing in the minor leagues that all these guys are getting hurt?
I don't know.
Like, what are we doing here?
I mean, it's everywhere though. It's the majors, it's the minors. It's just the Pirates.
Yeah, I'm wondering, honestly, and it's not just the Pirates either.
And it's freak, but it's also freak things, Yeah,
true. But like, I think it could just be maybe the year off just is playing. Like you have all these guys where like they didn't do anything for you. I mean, they were doing stuff, but they weren't playing everyday baseball. I don't know.
I don't know. It just Like if pitchers were going down right and left for Tommy John or something, like maybe there's something there, but like me breaking a pinky, me getting a bruise on my knee, dislocating a shoulder, like to me that doesn't really say too much about like a layoff.
It's
like it's all like stuff. Weird stuff.
Even Hayes.
Like, what are we doing?
Hayes was hit by a pitch in the hand.
There you go. Yeah.
Which, I mean, that just happens sometimes. But nothing you can do about it.
Just stop getting hurt.
Okay. Also, Tyler's advice: just play better. Stop being so bad.
Play better and stop getting hurt.
Tyler for manager 2023.
Yeah, if you're bad at the sport, then you can get hurt. Like, why do we not have Kai Tom getting hurt?
Well,
it's all of our fun toys.
He is hurt.
Okay,
that's why he's not playing.
He's hurt right now. Yeah.
Who's first name?
And wait,
they're all hurt.
and Tyler's like, if you're bad, you can get hurt. Well, every one of the team's bad. It's the Pirates. They're on pace to lose 100 plus games.
Just one, like, why can't one of the other pitchers get hurt and you hurries up here all the time?
I mean, Cahill's hurt. Chad
Kuhl's hurt.
They're all hurt.
Steven Brault's hurt.
Jeez.
Colin Moran hurt, although he's been good.
Philip Evans hurt.
Everyone's hurt.
I hate my life.
All right, so let's move on a little bit. We don't want to talk about injuries all day long. So we're going to introduce a few segments as well. Do we want to start off with the Facebook one, Jim? I think this might lighten up the mood a little bit here.
Oh, I had it. No, it didn't. My Facebook just refreshed.
So every NS9 Live, we'll have the Facebook comment of the day brought to you by Jim. Jim's going to find it. So let's get that going. Here's our little new intro for that. All right, Jim. So you got the comment ready? Still looking for it? Because here's the thing.
Looking for it.
We thought about it too. We're like, should we do like Twitter? Should we do Facebook? Yeah. Should we do, anything? Twitter. Jim suggested just Facebook, and I get it because you know what?
No.
The Pirates social media goes to a lot on Twitter, but there's nothing like Facebook comments. There's nothing like Facebook. Like that's the worst of the worst. So we'll definitely stick to Facebook. Come on, Jim. Them Facebook fingers.
I mean, the thing about Facebook today, like usually you go to Facebook and the comments are just like ridiculously negative and just awful grammar, and it's funny because it's all these people who say like, why should we pay attention to the Pirates while they're commenting on the page, so they're like wasting time on the Pirates. But like after today I really don't think any of these people are wrong in any way. So let's just go ahead. Scott, and Scott's Facebook profile picture is just the Steelers logo, by the way.
Fitting.
It just goes,
I bet he's Berg verified.
Last place. Where are Huntington and Coonley? Pittsburgh has a AAA cup. Cup. Embarrassing. Why do the Pirates continue to share highlights game after game? This is while the Pirates are showing. The Pirates put up a video of their back-to-back home runs, and so he's commenting on the home runs. The Pirates are in last place. I wouldn't attend one game even if it were free. Our owner will not pay for players. You get what you pay for. Last place in the division. Scott Lamparski. Steeler logo, Scott. So that's going to be our Facebook comment of the day. And again, I don't really disagree with him. he had a few mistakes in there, but I think everybody has the right to just be as awful as possible to the Pirates today.
I'm just shocked hearing that, right? Especially with everything that was said. How that comment didn't end with spend nutting, win nutting, is just blows my mind. I would have bet everything in my pocket right now, which is nothing, but whatever. I would have gave away my entire computer, everything here on my desk, betting that it ended with spend nothing, win nothing.
Yeah, no spend nothing, win nothing. Yeah. So
My favorite comment on Facebook was, are the Pirates pitchers still being instructed to quote unquote pitch to contact? If so, they're doing a great job.
Now, what did you guys think about that start? Anything positive out of it? Negative? Anything other than just meh? Because that was more or less my takeaway of it. It was meh. I didn't have big expectations for Cody Ponce anyways. But he didn't wow me. He wasn't brilliant. He wasn't bad, though, I thought. Like, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, you want to know my truthful opinion here?
Yes. I mean, that's why I'm asking.
My team got knocked out of the tournament on Tuesday, and I was getting blackout drunk. So I have no idea what the hell happened that game.
Tyler's like, who's a Cody Ponce? What did he do?
I know who Cody Ponce is. I did not pay 1 ounce of attention to that game. I was too busy getting drunk.
I watched the beginning of the game. I had a softball game Tuesday night, so I didn't watch it probably after the 4th inning or so.
Oh, he
but
had to one-up me. That's cool.
But when, which softball we won in extra innings, like Tyler's team.
And how did you get a triple, Jim?
Yeah. Go ahead triple in the 7th inning. The left center fielder fell down. So
He
nice.
fell down. Yeah, Gregory Polanco playing left field. I mean, that's what you're priding yourself on. I got a triple because the outfielder fell down.
It counted. It's a triple
that's
in the
just
box.
terrible. I wouldn't even say it. I wouldn't even said anything. I just would have said we won. We just left it at that. Jim's like, I got a triple. The outfielder fell down.
Yes, it was excellent. It was a big triple.
Pure athleticism.
But no, so I actually while I was watching Cody Ponce, right? I mean, I only saw, I think it was the first 4 innings, and so he'd only given up 1 run through 4 innings. He was looking pretty good. It was the 5th inning when he gave up 3 runs. So as far as from what I saw of him, he was fine. Again, I'm happy when a starting pitcher can just throw strikes and not walk 5 batters, and so he was able to do that. Which for a spot start, 5 innings, 4 runs. Not spectacular, but like not the worst start in the world. I don't really know if I want to see Cody Ponce over and over again. But he was okay. I think he's still suited for a bullpen role if he's going to be a major league pitcher. But he did fine.
That was literally my takeaway of it. I mean, just
Yeah.
to a T. Like I said, that's why I said, man, like it was. This is what it is. I didn't have a big expectations. It wasn't like as if when Mitch Keller made his debut and you're expecting a whole lot, or like when Yahurei made his debut and you're like, oh wow, like this is a guy who could be a pretty solid prospect. I'm excited about this. Him coming up with just like, all right, this is the guy. See what he can do. I mean, he held his own. He pitched good enough to say, all right, well, that was an okay start. He did a lot better than most of the guys that pitched all week. So that's something. But yeah, I don't think there's really much takeaway.
It was really just 2 homers to Jock Peterson.
Drunk.
I mean, it was just the 2 homers to Jock Peterson. That was really the only mistakes he made all night.
Which, by the way, was the 4 games in a row the Pirates gave up multi-homers to a player, which is
4
tied
games
for a
in a
record.
row. Yeah.
Yeah, fun stuff.
It's a pretty impressive record.
Doing great things.
It's like every time the Pirates play a game, it's like they do something for the first time since like 1911, and it's never a good thing. It's always a bad thing.
It's literally why. I mean, like I said, they are incredibly bad right now. Like, it's good bad. They're so bad that, like, it's just good. I made a tweet out today. I was like, honestly, like, people make it a point to talk about how they're never going to watch the Pirates, and I refuse to watch Pirates. It's so bad till there's new ownership, till this blah blah blah, whatever it is. Pirates, bad. Or can't watch. Well, your stubbornness, that attitude, got you nowhere today because you didn't even get to see that Will Craig situation with Javier Baez. So
we're watching
stupid
history,
you.
baby.
That's your fault. That's what you get.
Like 4 out of the 12. Like at one point today, I looked at like the trending topics on Twitter, worldwide.
Yes.
And like 1/3 of the trending topics on Twitter, like the top 15, were all related to the Pirates play that they had. Like it was all phrases. Like it was either like Rizzo laughing. There were two outs. There were 2 outs was trending all day.
That's the best part.
It's like what in the world? So I mean, someone tweeted out too. I retweeted it, and it was like, the job, the whole point of being a baseball team is to be entertaining. So really, if you think about it, the Pirates are the best baseball team in the major leagues.
Absolutely, that's what I'm getting at. At least early in the season,
baby.
They were entertaining to the degree that they're bad. But they stay in games, right? They battle a little bit. I mean, there's things within it. Now they're at the point where they're entertaining. That they're so bad that it's comically entertaining.
Yeah.
What a team, man.
So do we want to get into our next segment here then?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
So the other segment we're bringing is the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think that's perfect for this time of the year. Not time of the year, this time of this organizational, what do you want to call it? I don't know. Area of their growth. I don't know. Like they're just going to be bad for a while.
Ineptitude.
There it is. Well, they're going to be bad a while. So it's good. It makes sense to have one thing good and then 2 things that are bad. So yeah, here's our next segment.
Time for the good, the bad, the ugly.
All right. So let's talk about it. What are our goods, bads, and ugly? Let's start with the good. I'm sure this will go really quick. Jim, what was your good of this series or this game?
Brian Reynolds, he was on a little tiny mini skid, and then today, kind of busted out of it, hit a home run, which was nice to see. He actually got the Pirates back into the game, but 2 for 3 with a home run. He is having himself a solid season. I think his weighted runs created plus is up to 139 on the year. So Brian Reynolds, he's my good.
I like it. Tyler, what was your good?
I would have said Brian Reynolds, but I guess my good has to be just striking out 8 and only walking 1. That's progress, baby.
That is progress.
You just look at that box score, that looks pretty good. And actually, Tyler Anderson kind of bounced back a little bit and looked okay. So, I mean, all things considered, pitchers didn't look awful. You throw out the ugly, and it's not a bad game pitched.
I mean, truthfully, the Pirates had a chance. Like, they could have won this game. It's not totally out of the realm where, like, this is a winnable game.
It would have been so perfect if they would have just lost by 1.
Right. My good, what I'm going for here is actually to be David Bednar. He has been putting up a very solid season. He comes from the Musgrove trade. Today he had a full inning pitch, struck out the side, 3 strikeouts. Quietly has done, and I say quietly, hasn't been a whole lot of like tough situations, but I say quietly because it seems like we've been talking a lot about Rich Rod and Stratton a little, or not Stratton, Kyle Crick some, other guys, and like lost it as Bednar a bit. And Bednar right now to this, he's gotten 19 innings pitched, 2.84 ERA, right? In those 19 innings, 26 strikeouts, just 4 walks. Like he's having a really good season this year. So I really liked what I see about Bednar, and he did it again today. All right.
That's fair enough.
Let's get to the bad. Jim, what's your bad?
My bad is Adam Frazier on the base paths. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but the Pirates were in this game. They were making some noise in the 8th inning, and Adam Frazier ran himself into an out in the 8th inning of a 1-run game. Fangraphs actually has, like a base running stat, by the way. And so not only do we just kind of know Adam Frazier's a terrible base runner just from watching him, statistically, he is a terrible base runner. He is the worst base runner on the Pirates. I think it has him listed as the officially going into today because it's about to get worse, right? He was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th worst base runner in the league. And like I said, that's only going to get worse after
the
today.
NL or all baseball?
That's in the National League.
Okay.
We're 6th worst base runner in the National League. And like I said, that's going to get worse, of course. And I wouldn't be surprised if he can work himself all the way into the top.
think we're going to disagree on it.
I mean, I think the ugly is a consensus pick for today.
I think this is what this topic was built for.
For the people who don't know what we're talking about, let me go ahead and play that beautiful footage here.
Hysterical thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's Rizzo. So yes, I just can't. This whole entire display. That's why I said this play was incredible. I can't believe it happened. And like every step of the way, there was some type of blunder. Like it wasn't just Will Craig. Like everyone involved in this just looked pathetically dumb, including Baez, who created it.
Everybody panicked.
There's the instant meme, by the way.
Oh man.
I do feel
Don't get much worse than that,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I don't really know what to say at this point, other than like it was the worst. Like it was the worst thing I've ever seen. Like
I feel bad for Will Craig though. Like he is never gonna live it. This is gonna be his highlight of his career.
From now on, Will Craig is the guy who couldn't step on first base for the out. Like that's who he is from now on, forever and ever. Literally, coaches will be teaching their first baseman, make sure you don't Will Craig this one. Just step first base.
In his defense, Shelton didn't explain the rule to him.
So Nathan Hirsch, actually, I think he's the one that tweeted it out. He's like, the thing is, I mean, it's not going to happen, but he's like, Will Craig could go off and hit 500 home runs, right? Win like every Golden Glove, all this, right? And this is going to be a play that everyone remembers him by. And not, like, that's true. Like, Will Craig, regardless if he hits anything, he's not going to. But Will Craig, this is going to be his, like, Jose Canseco, the ball hitting his head and going over the fence moment. Like, when you think of Jose Canseco, you kind of think about that play and kind of, like, oh, yeah, he also was, like, a really good player and hitting home runs all the time, right? You always go back to that play.
Like the fact that Jose Canseco was a really good player is, like, third on the list. It's
right.
Home run off the head,
aliens.
PEDs.
I'll say, if that even. I don't even know if it's third at this point.
It might be 10.
But it's it. Like, this is it for Will Craig. This is his moment. This is it. This is the only thing he'll be remembered by. No matter what he does, he can have a Maz home run. And the statue will be of him running to home plate from the other side, not rounding third.
You do feel bad for him because, like, I mean, obviously, it's just a lapse in, it's just a mental lapse is what it was.
Right.
And yeah, it was just the worst mental lapse I think I've ever seen. Like, yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
And that is your 2021 Buccos.
And
in a nutshell.
Like, the thing is, too, like, this is a Gold Glove first baseman. That was one of the things. Like, if there's something coming from Will Craig, he might have some power, but at least you'll have good defense on first. Some of the Pirates haven't seen in like 38 decades. At least you'll have good defense. So think about this. If you saw this play with a bunch of gray faces and you knew this play was going to happen in 2021, you never would have expected to be Will Craig, right? Maybe Moran, I don't know if he could run fast enough to do it, but maybe Moran, like you could list all these players. It was not going to be Will Craig. And of course it's Will Craig.
Yep.
Can't wait for the montage of the 2021 Pirates.
Oh, I know Stilo can't wait. I mean, his montage he had last year was incredible. So he's already got this one queued up.
Can't blame him, man.
I mean, this is one of those plays that we will remember our entire lives. We'll remember this play forever and how stupid it was.
And not solely for the fact that you will just remember it, but you'll be forced to because it's also one of those plays that you're going to see for the rest of your lives.
Yep. I've already seen it 14,000 times today.
Right.
Every time the Pirates and the Cubs play, oh God! If Will Craig has a decent career, it doesn't matter because they're going to show it on WGN every single game he comes up.
Or is it every time Baez comes up at this point?
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, Javier Baez. Oh, remember that time in Pittsburgh when Baez turned Will Craig into a pretzel?
So, realistically speaking, Will Craig, he was already DFA this year. He's not in the future, right? Chances are he's probably not going to be much of a major leaguer. So, like, again, I feel bad for Will Craig because this was just so bad, right? Like you said, such a lapse of a mental error. I get it to a degree. Like, I can understand it to this degree. It should have never happened, but I understand it, and it did. And that's why it's so bad, and I feel bad for him, but he's probably not going to even have many chances to make up for it. Like, he's probably going to be DFA'd at some point this year.
Yeah, or just get optioned.
I guess that's right. He can't get optioned. That's right. But he might have to be bounced from the 40. I don't know. Travis Swaggerty might have. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry. There's so much on that 40-man roster that we can't keep the guy that.
But again,
chases down the.
Do you really want to keep
gets in
that
a pickle
guy
between first and home?
But regardless, yeah, I don't think he's going to get many options, and that's why I feel even more bad for him because, like, he himself's going to think back to his major league career, and that's what it is. It's going to be like 1/20th of his highlights. All right. I think we've hammered him enough right now. Anything else that we want to talk about to wrap this up? Perfect.
No.
Yeah. I was waiting. Jim looked like he had an idea.
You guys are wonderful.
And I wasn't sure if it left him.
No.
All right. Well, we will be back next week. Hopefully with some sort of a Pirates win. Hopefully no more injuries. So we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Peace out, guys.
Later.